this week's edition of Dragway Memories. We got lots to show you, so we're going to start with the top 10 super stock list, the final 5. Here we go.
Number 5.
And this is another iconic super stock shot. Dragway Park had some of the best action. If you won at the park, you were doing extremely well. And here is one of the best, Bill Morrison. And this car Bill still owns. And FJ tells me it wouldn't take a terrible amount to get it back up and running again. And you can see at this point, it was near the end of Bill's career. It's got Smith Performance Specialties now on the quarter panel. And they did a lot of work. They were school teachers together, went to school together to learn to be school teachers. This car, Super H and I automatic 67 Camaro 295 horse 350. It's got the accurate SS hood. They paid a lot more attention to these things back then. If you were torn down, boy, Bill Morrison was torn down numerous times. And this car was always declared legal. And he did a great job with this car, put out many hitters. I think in this run, he goes and takes out Dave Bortman in the Nationwide Rod Shop Challenger there. So heavy hitters. Bill Morrison holding his own with the best of the best in super stock action.
Number 4.
And this car, famous car, Mike and Ollie Stephan. Good folks, they tell you anything they want to know. This thing started as a Super B automatic. This is a Erveg and Agamans. They had 2 of them. This was the Claude Erveg car. The Bernie Agaman car is still in existence in the States as well. Now you'll see that this is a 1970 version with the LE88 style hood on it. And it was converted to a 71. Just trying to chase different combinations with a flat. They originally got away with running this hood because it was a factory GM replacement hood for a 71 car. You could get it over the counter for a 71 car. It was later protested, so they had to put the low hood on it, which hurt some of their combinations. But predominantly 454 powered LS5 medium compression motor, many-time national record holder. Ollie is in the Hall of Fame. You can see the big R on the window. He's going for record. I don't know if he made it there, but this car is a many-time national record holder and a 2-time national event winner, both of them at Grand National in San Air. This car is a hitter even today and is still campaigned with Armstrong Power. Recently held the record in Super C automatic. And the guys are telling us they're looking for another avenue to run this car because the record is well into the 8-second zone now. And be interesting to see what they do with their car moving forward. But they have no intents to quit. And they're going to campaign this car, but they'd like to find a Camaro. So Mike and Ollie still very active today.
Number 3.
And of course, our friend Peter McRitchie. He is also in the Canadian Drag Racing Hall of Fame. Division 1 racer, Division 1 champion, many-time record holder, Super M automatic car. Predominantly in this class only, 220 horse 283 with a glide. And this car was developed and redeveloped, and it was actually a Marina Blue car. Immaculate shaped car, and Peter later hooked up with Herbie Coots out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and they ran that car with even more success. You can see all players that mean something to us, Smith Performance Specialties and Performance by Beatty and Woods, where Peter worked. He worked for Lance Hill first after getting out of college. Then he worked for Entech, did a lot of their engine installations, and was a busy guy at Entech. Then he moved to work for Chuck and Mike at Beatty and Woods, still as a mechanic, doing a lot of more interesting stuff, the cam swaps and interesting performance stuff. before finally deciding that he should get into the sales end of things, and he did that with Beatty & Woods. He was on the phones for Beatty & Woods as well before getting some really good jobs in the performance aftermarket industry. And this car is still alive and well today. It's on the East Coast. George Lebrecq had it for many years.
Number 2.
And this is a car that really amped things up for the Sandy Elliott team. This is a Superstock C, so this is a 4-speed. This also had 2 different 427 versions in it, the single 4-barrel and the twin Holly 4-barrel version. And it went all the way to the final round in Superstock C at Bristol, where they had to run the Grump. And the Grump was sniffing around this car. He was questioning the legality. It was possible for somebody to get a Marauder wagon like this, but there wasn't many to be had. Eventually they had to abandon that, but not before I think there was an issue where Barry couldn't find fourth or something, had Grumpy covered, and in the end Grumpy did win the race. But this really, people really woke up to these guys now. These Ford players from Canada were really moving in, and this thing is nicely restored. It was never really tore up in the first place, so the restoration was fairly straightforward, and it's driven on the streets now in Pennsylvania, where a super collector, hence a collector, owns it now and takes very good care of it.
Number 1.
Wally Clark. Notice a theme going here. All these guys are in the Canadian Drag Racing Hall of Fame. This is the best appearing award. You've got Joe Fioravanti, you've got Fedden, you've got Wally Clark, you've got Pete Fedden Jr. to the right. And this car was exceptionally good for Wally. He won the U.S. Nationals with this car. He won several national events and set many a record with this car. And I think it's still owned and looks very similar to this today in the New York area. That car is a Smith performance car with Fedden's performance, Made in Heaven, Dan the Sign Man lettering, and you couldn't get much better as a Superstock racer in that time frame.
Now for a little walk through the staging lanes at Cayuga International Dragway Park in the year 2000 Super Pro. Years 2000, we're at Cayuga International Dragway Park, walking down the lanes. That's Mike Searle and Steve Parkhurst with the 55 Chevy, Peter Van Balen with the 64 Dodge, the Vega Orgasmic Rhythm with Keith and Vicky Crofton. That's Vicky talking to her brother there. In behind them, we have Brian Cassidy with the Mustang in red, and Steve Corbo with his 68 Camaro. Next, Billy Barnes, the Clapper, standing in front of his son Ted's 510 Datsun, and Al Pollock with his recently painted by Barry Woods machine. Gail Voicey says, "Look at my husband's car, isn't it gorgeous?" 67 Firebird Potent Pontiac. The Altered, I think that's of Bob Hall and Company. Joe McCormick's old Pinto, owned by another Joe now. And the Camaro, Miller's Auto Recycling, Joe Morrow. Sean Morrell and the Morrell Booster. Vanny Brothers and Red Dog. Excessive Force against the Red Dog Express. RD left us a few years ago. Kirk Vanny over there in the Firebird. We got OT Joe, Larry Kennedy in the Combined Confusion. In behind that is Bobby Hanna, and in behind him, that's Mike Ferry. Here's some of the people that helped me make Dragway Memories.
What now? Go. I'm Bullwhip Johnson.
My name is Don Cook.
Hi, I'm Tracy. Hi, I'm Stacy.
I'm Jim Wildgoose.
August Bob Elliott.
And I'm Victoria Smith.
I'm Dave Too Tall Turner.
Hi, I'm Slinky.
I'm Neil Armstrong. I'm Don McKenzie. My name's Chuck Nagy.
Hey, I'm Wally Clark.
Dave Sturck.
I'm FJ Smith.
You're watching.
And you're watching. You're watching.
And you're watching. And you're watching.
And you're watching.
You're watching.
And you're watching.
And you're watching. Dragway Memories. Dragway Memories.
Dragway Memories. Dragway Memories.
Dragway Memories.
Dragway Memories. Dragway Memories.
Dragway Memories.
Dragway Memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Wally. Now it's time for some model cars. A lot of people ask me, where do you get your models? Well, the secret's out. We're going to tell you at the end of this where I get my models. A lot of people ask me where I get my models. Well, I've been collecting for my entire life. I used to get them out of the back of Scale Auto magazine when they had a Scale Auto magazine and classifieds. And then Evil Bay came along. But the best way to do it is through friends, through trades. But, you know, a couple of months ago, Tony stumbled across a gentleman in Port Colborne selling vintage models. And I want to give him a shout out. Andy Firth is the owner of this business here, 189 Main Street West in Port Colborne. He has thousands of old vintage kits, new stuff, old stuff. He's got everything. If you're into old models or you want to have a look, fair prices, fair man. Go check out Andy Firth in Port Colborne.